Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my Friday night final trades video for round 3. So I traded out some guys a bit different to my last video. I traded out Sardis, Sanders and Flynn. So Flynn hasn't been named unfortunately, so he's going to have to go. We might consider bringing him back in later in the year if he doesn't get a game, but then I'll be wasting a couple trades on him, so probably not worth it. If you've got no issues and you wanted to hold him, then it kind of makes sense. But for my situation, I had to get rid of him, which is a bit annoying. And yeah, we've gone and bought in the great man in Sinclair. So another guy that's got a great mullet. So I think he still has a mullet. I haven't actually watched the Saints that closely. Last weekend, I was a bit upset that they beat us. So, that wasn't very good. But to be fair, I kind of had a few drinks, so I didn't really watch it that closely. Anyway, we had to get rid of Sardis just because, he's got the broken finger. Parrish should be coming back as well. And they've also got the round 4 bye. So, unlikely that he'll return, but he might. So he could still be a good rookie for you guys if you guys are holding him. But for me, I needed his cash to get in Sinclair. I also got in Hewitt here and Henderson. So just, a bit short on the funds to get a good rookie in O'Sullivan or Lindsay there. So I got in, Hewitt. I think he'll be pretty good. He's got good job security for West Coast, so should be a pretty safe option. Probably should have just started him, but now I've bought him in. A bit of a correction trade there. Also bought in Henderson. So with Callaghan coming back, it wasn't a big issue to try and shuffle my team to get Lindsay in. I've got, pretty good rookies in the midfield here in Nevitt, Ashcroft and O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll's definitely a must-have, though, if you don't have him this week. Definitely recommend that. And I've had to swing Reid into the flex position, which works out well for me. I think I like the idea of trying to field Reid this week against West Coast after a 75 from last week. So I think that's pretty good. He should be able to pump out another one against West Coast. So we've actually copped a few scores already. Got Zach Reid's 88, which is unbelievable. You love to see that. I think Ridley coming back into the side really helped out with his scoring, so that's good to see. And then Kako got a 62 in a win for the Dons, so you can't complain about that. The only issues with my side at the moment is I've got Mentha and Patton and Leake. Also Boyd and Camprioli, if he ever comes back. Hopefully he does. He seems like he should be able to come back. But Leake, I really don't like the look of his job availability. I think that he'll have to go for us next week and we'll have to get him Bice. So I was actually playing with a few trade situations and scenarios, but in the end I've gone with Sinclair, and I've held on to Jaden Short as well just because he is playing St Kilda this week and usually they're a good matchup for defenders, so I'm hoping he'll be able to pump out a 100 at least for us, but if he doesn't, I'll be quite disappointed. I was just really worried about the team structure. With Reid scoring 88 now, I'm a little less worried, and with Bice coming into my side next week, it shouldn't be too bad, but realistically, I really only want to field one defender, rookie down back, because they seem to score pretty poorly, but it's kind of like counterintuitive now, like with O'Sullivan scoring an 88 last week and, Reid just scoring 88 last night as well, so maybe it's not the right call, but I think it's the right call to make for my side personally anyway. Bailey Smith's come back, so that's a good sign. So if you don't have him, you can bring him in next week with Bice if you don't have Bice either. But personally, I think I'm only really targeting like a Callum Mills or a Bice type coming forward. So if I can just get all the rookies off of the field in defence, that would work out really well. But then, to be fair, I probably should try and get in, what's his name, Callum Mills as D6, but I don't think it's probably going to be worth it. I think we've still got like 2 weeks from when he comes back as well, so no real rush to get him in. he could score well, but I think for me, I'll probably just wait the 2 weeks in case he gets injured or something like that happens. But it's a bit precautious, I know, but I think that's the play I'll do, just to try and field like one of these rookies on the field, like a Reed or a Bice down the track. So for the VC, I've got the VC on Sinclair at the moment, but probably will change it back to Macrae. I'm just a bit undecided as it is. So I'm thinking I might just jump on the hype train and just go full hype train with Sinclair and put the VC on him. He's got 120s back-to-back last couple times versus Richmond. So I think, could be the go, even though Macrae did just go 162. Let me know in the comments down below like who you are going. Probably Macrae, which makes sense, but his past couple of games haven't been the greatest from the last couple of years. But to be fair, he was playing for the Bulldogs at that point in time, and he might have been being played out of position, so that probably makes sense for that. So could be a very safe option. I think I might just stick to the Macrae VC after that, just recognising what's going on. So De Koning's going pretty well at the moment as well, which is kind of expected. I'm still yet to put the VC on him. So it's a bit of a disgrace from my end. That's probably why I'm falling so far back in the ranks, but I'm expecting a bit of a comeback this week. We didn't have Connor Rosie, so most people had him or bought him in this week, and he scored a 64, which is pretty poor from his standards. I was pretty happy about that, not going to lie, as a non-owner. But yeah, he's had some great matchups for the first couple games, going nuts. So he'll probably his break even will probably go back up to maybe like a 150 or something, but not too sure about that off the top of my head. Dale's not a bad option, but my theory was I wanted to get a player that I know is like a top 6 defender, and I've already started McGovern and Sheasel, which those guys probably won't be top 6 defenders if they keep going the way they are. So might as well just get in Sinclair. He's got a good bye, good fixture coming up. Although I am slightly concerned about the next 2 games with Port Adelaide and GWS. So I'm just going to go with my gut and bring in Sinclair. I think he's a pretty safe bet, but he does have Port and GWS. So I'm not sure if they're going to tag with St Kilda being relatively mid this year. But to be fair, they did just actually beat us in the Cats. So I wasn't too happy about that. So probably need to give the Saints a bit more credit. But, we just can't play at Marvel. So it's pretty frustrating there. But surely they would tag Macrae or a Steele. But we could just go on to DFS real quick. DFS. And just have a look and see if they actually do tag at... Where is it? Must be blind. I think they introduced this new link somewhere. I just can't seem to find where it is. Tagging summary, here it is. So what have we got? So Adelaide. Okay, so who are we looking for? Maybe GWS. GWS, who do they tag? Doesn't look like they've tagged anyone from the Saints recently. No Macrae or Steele or anyone in there. So should be pretty sweet. We'll just have a look at Port Adelaide. Not seeing any of the Saints guys. Just double check. Yeah, I think they should be pretty safe. It's pretty unlikely they're gonna try and tag the Saints, but so it should be pretty sweet to go the Sinclair route. Could also go Zorko the Magnificent, as Abs Magic likes to say, the great man. But yeah, I couldn't do it personally with already having McGovern. And the reason I bought in McGovern was because I didn't want to get Zorko because he's 36 years old, and I thought McGovern was a better option. So I kind of messed that one up, and I kind of just have to stick to what I was initially thinking there. But I think that Zorko isn't a bad option realistically. He does have Richmond coming up in like a couple of weeks. Sorry, the keyboard's a little bit further away than normal. But yeah, he's got the Cats. So I think he'll be right there. I don't think O'Connor is playing, so he's not really going to tag Zorko. You would imagine he'd be tagging Neil or Dunkley, but so he should be able to run free against us this week. Yeah, so Mark O'Connor's still emergency. I can't really see who would he be on anyway. Zorko, O'Sullivan, maybe. Oh wait, no. Oh, messing this up. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a tag going on there, so I think Zorko will be able to run free. Probably will go 130, and then he's got Richmond where he'll go nuts, which I'll be dreading watching those games. But at the end of the day, he's a 36-year-old and most likely will get managed, but he is playing out of his skin, to be fair. So some of the trade options I was actually considering doing throughout the week involved... I was actually thinking maybe I shouldn't get... Wait, how did I even do this? I was thinking maybe I might even just, risk it for the biscuit and, get in 2 defenders, which could be a bit stupid. But I was thinking this one where, I'll just fill out my defence with actual, mid-tiers. So I was going to get... who was it? Salem. I was actually considering about getting Salem into the side, or Salem and Fraser, but in this sense the cash doesn't really work out. But got Gold Coast. They're actually a pretty good matchup for defenders. Well, I reckon anyway. But he went 113 and 110. But everyone will be saying Stephen May's coming back this week, which he is, to be fair. So. He's not a bad price at that 431k there, so it's a bit risky though, with May coming back into the team. So yeah, he's back in the side. Not sure about how the distribution of kick-ins will go down. Probably all going back to May. So probably just a bit of a fairy tale pick. But what will probably happen is Salem will get all of Bowie's kick-ins. So Bowie's also another guy that could be a good stepping stone for us. What's going on with my bloody team? It's a bit glitched. So Bowie I actually didn't mind all that much at that price, 337k. And he's had some pretty good scores as well. So he scored 96 and 97. And then, he's got that matchup against Gold Coast this week where he's actually scored a 151 before, which I didn't even realise, but that's pretty crazy. But, he's probably going to lose his kick-ins or kick-outs, you would imagine, and probably not score as well with May coming back into the team. And then the next guy up will be Salem, where he'll probably just average around his price if May's going to be taking all the kick-outs. So... probably isn't worth the risk. And then there's guys like Fraser, who I'm not too sure how he's scoring at the moment. But let's just have a look at that. Quick look. So he's up there, so that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that if you've picked him in. Or picked him up in your side, you'll be pretty happy. I think he was named in the midfield, so not too sure about that. Bevo's probably just trolling me again. So Chera seems to be going good. Sard's going all right. We'll wait and see how the scores progress tomorrow anyway. Who else have we got in it? Where's Dale? Dale's on 6th, which is a bit concerning if you've brought him in. I nearly did bring him in, to be fair. I was just... a couple of my friends told me about, like what was I thinking? Why are you bringing in this guy? But I thought that... yeah, you're probably right. Maybe I do need to just get a top-tier defender and stop going on my ego chase. Oh, look at that. Chera's on 33. What you love to see. But, I think Sinclair is a good pick. It's probably the best pick out of the other guys like Dale and Zorko. And, Stewart's come back. So, for all the guys that have decided to start Stewart, Not too much concern there. He's in the side, but fingers crossed he doesn't get pulled out of the team last minute. But I think he'll be right to play, so that'll be good. So, yeah, at the moment, I've gone back to the VC on McRae into Sarong. I think Sarong should be a great fallback option. With the C against West Coast, I'm expecting a massive game from him after paying, 623K for this guy. But it'd also be good to see McGovern go 100 plus. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very mad. But yeah, I have to wait and see who the sub is for West Coast, because I've actually noticed that one of the rookies is actually getting a fair bit of the kick-outs, the kick-ins from West Coast. This bloke, Terrell. Oh, well, the first round he got a few, and then it's swapped over to Marek, which haven't really considered. Like, maybe in the preseason I considered him, but let's just have a quick look at that. 223K, not too bad. So he went horrible in the first game, and then a 72, but nothing really to be excited about there. So if he goes 100, then we can consider him, put him on the watch list and stuff, but he's not on my watch list at the moment. Who have I even got? I've got a few guys like Holmes, and Rankin. I don't have Rankin, so that's a bit concerning. Ross dropped a stinker after his massive 135 game, which I should probably just remove him, but I'm interested to see how Doherty goes. He's just a wait and see for me, and Dacos hopefully can start to drop in price for us, but he has a 115 break even, so he hasn't really dropped too much, just 29K. Maybe we look to get him in as one of our first upgrades. That probably makes a bit of sense, but yeah, let me know your trades down below and what your projected score is for round 3. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and like and subscribe for more. Thanks. See ya.